Hello everyone, and thanks for joining today. In this session, we're going to talk about transforming security, the power of SSE for Zero Trust Access. But before we get started, let me just introduce you to your host for today. My name is Jay Tilson, and I'm joined by my colleague and my friend, Mr. John Spiegel. Together, John and I have many years of enterprise experience running large infrastructure and security teams. We've really spent the bulk of our career sitting in your chairs and have experienced similar daily challenges to you. And not just those technical challenges, but the cultural, budget and resource challenges as well. Recently, we left our roles in the enterprise world and moved to a company called Access Security, which is now part of HP Aruba Networking. We made this move because we both believe that networking and security is really marred in complexity. We still stitch together a bunch of solutions from the past, and they no longer work in this new hybrid world. Over the years, we found that really the old approach created more challenges than solutions, and when deployed, really just looked like a game of mousetrap. And we both believe there are better ways of doing this. So let's get started. The enterprise is undergoing the most significant transformation in history. Companies are adopting cloud services like never before, with many companies having a cloud-first approach. This means that the legacy systems that we always used, that used to be on-prem, are now being moved to things like software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service. Additional to this, there is a huge rise in the number of IoT devices that we use on our networks, with more than 15 billion IoT devices being connected to the enterprise network by 2029. Lastly, the pandemic created this massive shift in our workforce, with hybrid work now being the norm for more than 50% of our workers. So this means that our users, their devices, our data, and our applications are now everywhere. And these huge changes require a really different approach to the way we've dealt with networking and security in the past. We need to keep our access safe, but also fast. And our legacy solutions that we've always relied on, as I've said, are no longer fit for purpose. Statistics show that the average cost of a data breach now stands at over 5 million, up more than 25% since 2022. But before we move on, I just want to throw out one more really scary statistic. 80% of IT organizations found IoT devices on their networks that they either did not install or cannot secure. So let that sink in for just a minute.
So thanks, Jay, for calling out the macro changes which organizations are dealing with. This tidal wave of transformation is impacting another area as well, security. And unlike IT, security cuts a horizontal swath across the organization. Areas it focuses on for risk reduction, governance, as well as keeping the pulse on key projects. Security's job in 2024 is getting a lot tougher. The distributed nature that Jay called out of the modern business demands that security be woven into the fabric of the company, its decision-making. Consider the ease of how an employee can overcome a technology problem today. You cannot be the office of no, as SaaS applications are available at the click of a button and the swipe of a credit card. Security needs to be the office of seek, understand, and advise. All right, so what are the top challenges and top priorities that security leaders are dealing with? As in the SaaS scenario, employee productivity and with security is a key item. How do you help a company be both productive and secure? This is a topic we'll talk about in a bit as part of this webinar. Also, how can we make the leap to zero trust-based strategy? While technology solutions cannot help you be zero trust, they can certainly help you along in that journey, just like a well-fitting shoe. And finally, the elephant in the room. How do you address your challenges in this time of uncertainty? Security budgets, they're not going to grow by 2x, and you're lucky if they just stay the same. So how can you get more for your dollar? We'll talk about that in a bit. Now that we've covered the top challenges and priorities, let's lens out to the transformation and this wave and how it's impacting IT and the security landscape. Businesses are becoming more distributed. The days of central IT, where all your applications and assets were protected in the data center by fortress firewall, they're coming to an end. Companies are adopting SaaS applications rapidly. 99% of companies today have at least one SaaS application. 38% of companies run entirely on SaaS applications, and 86% of companies are headed in that direction. So how do you gain insight and visibility into solutions you do not own or control? How do you make that transition easy on your coworkers, the customers of IT and security? These are challenges which legacy solutions like we had in the past, like a firewall, hub and spoke architectures, and remote access VPNs, have a difficult time solving for. Rather, they add an additional barrier that results in slowing the company down. The other item to consider is the rise of cybercrime. New threats like ransomware, which are up 50% in 2023, are keeping security professionals up at night. The victims, they're not just in any certain vertical. They're all across the board, from small companies to multinational organizations. All of them are concerned about this surge. And to protect your company, you need a new strategy. The tools of the past offer little help here. So Jay, can you provide us some insight on the evolution of security approaches?
Thank you, John. One of the options that is available to us is decentralizing the castle and moat. So we just build more castle and moats, maybe smaller, but many of them. This really is a replay of the hub and spoke design that you've just mentioned. The idea is here really to move your legacy-based security systems that used to run on hardware to cloud-based solutions. This was really, in my mind, driven by the firewall vendors who wanted to protect their revenue and continue to sell tin. The main aim here from this design was really to remove some of the burdens of keeping systems secure. However, in a lot of cases, this still means backhauling internet traffic to the corporate network into the data center. And you still continue to use the same risky VPNs. So although this design was supposed to make things simpler to manage, in my experience, it often leads to more complexity and higher cost. It's a vast increase in your management surface as well. More to manage, more to protect. So in my mind, this is really not the best solution. So let's talk a little bit about another solution that we have on offer, modern SSE. This is really a solution built from the ground up with simplicity in mind, because we all know that complexity really does not make for good security design. When we speak to people when we're in the field, they often want a single solution from a single vendor, with a single UI on top of a single data lake, and really a single reporting across all the elements of SSE. Customers really want a solution built from the ground up with zero trust baked into its DNA. People are not looking any longer for a bunch of separately acquired or developed products brought together into a portfolio. That's that complexity that I've just talked about. It's complex to manage and to administrate, and often leads to frustration within the IT and the users. People really want to secure any type of access from anywhere, whether it's an enterprise employee, a third party, a contractor, and they, in many cases, don't want to install an agent. They want to give access to all resources, including private applications, SaaS applications, or the internet, and all from the single UI that I've just mentioned. So with SSE, they want a solution built today for today. And we also know that architecture matters. They want a solution that is built on top of the cloud giants, with all features of SSE being available everywhere, rather than a solution that is built on top of legacy hardware in data centers. This adds time constraints and latency. This does not make for flexibility or elastic solutions that can grow quickly to meet customer needs. They also want to have their users go in only to a smaller number of POPs and using the backbones of the hyperscalers to accelerate traffic, because this is really what offers the best user experience. The architecture should also eliminate bandwidth problems, be resilient and redundant, and offer the best possible experience no matter where the users are. And I think that's something that we often forget about. It's critical that user experience is the highest possible priority.
So you may ask, what are the benefits of an SSE style solution? First, It increases your security posture by providing a zero trust approach for access to all services and applications. It helps you eliminate the attack surface and reduce your exposure. You also get to enforce least privilege access to all applications and services, including private applications, those SaaS applications, as well as the internet. This helps you protect your business against ransomware and limits data loss. Secondly, you get to deliver the best experience available for all your end users and IT administrators. End users receive quick, seamless access to applications, services, and data every time because of our intelligent routing solution to all edge locations. Also, IT administrators gain centralized control and are able to make granular changes in policy, making it easy to secure the business from a holistic approach. And lastly, you optimize your business with one solution to secure all your needs. You get simple and a unified network, plus security functions to minimize complexity by reducing the number of point solutions. Additionally, you help your company by saving money by reducing reliance on application-based solutions so you can effortlessly scale with a cloud-delivered platform. So let's see how some of your peers are using solutions like SSE. Because at the end of the day, the customers are the key. Their journeys are a lot like yours. And at HPE, we have a philosophy. We believe in customer first and customer last. So let's take a look at a few of those examples. The first one is Delta Dental, who got a jump start on their Zero Trust program by replacing 4 separate VPN solutions with a single SSE platform. Or maybe it's a company like UKG, who went in both feet with a unified SASE platform delivered from HPE Aruba Networking. This is a true combination of networking and security. This gave them fast connectivity along with great security for end users through a single service. And then there's a company like VisionWorks. Their journey was all about network transformation. VisionWorks used our platform to move their applications from on-prem to the cloud with little to no impact on employees.
Thank you, John. Let's talk a little bit about the SSE vendors in this space. As you dive deeper into the SSE solutions, you will find that each solution really emphasizes one of these core technology areas. It could be Secure Web Gateway or SWIG, as the company started there. Or maybe it was Cloud Access Security Broker or CASB, as that was the target market that company was looking to be competitive in. We really take a different approach. We believe that the future is all about transition to a new security strategy based on zero trust, with zero trust baked into the DNA. You only want to provide access to resources to perform a function, nothing more and nothing less. And if anything changes within the environment, then access should be updated. The platform is truly built with zero trust in mind and built on top of zero trust network access. This is at the strategy of everything we do. It is really the foundation that our technology was built on. We believe that the future is all about delivering secure access to applications, whether they are in the cloud, private data center, whether they are on the internet. Services must be delivered the same, no matter the location. And you need to perform security checks such as MFA, imposter checks. And then you want to balance this access before any access is given. Building up on the Zero Trust Network Access Foundation, we've been able to offer Secure Web Gateway, CASB, and DEM, and really give access across the whole platform. For me, digital experience is key. This is really giving back that visibility that we've lost when our users moved outside of the data centers. So John, let's look a little bit about on how this works. As previously stated, our platform includes all of the core functions of SSE. This means that we can grant access to internet, SaaS applications, public cloud, or applications hosted in your data center, all from that single UI. First, the user is to request access, And note, this can be done with or without an agent. So we can really cover those difficult third-party and contractor use cases where an agent's really difficult or impossible to install. Next, the platform will mediate the request for access, and it does this at scale. Unlike with legacy VPNs, there are no pass-through connections. Users do not get an IP address on the network, and therefore the attack surface is extremely limited. The system will then prompt for MFA, and then will automatically verify against against a policy that you've defined. And this is based on user, device, and application context to really prevent any unauthorized access. Once everything balances, then it will broker smart and surgical connections that, again, help to minimize that attack surface and prevent lateral movement. As I previously mentioned, we have a single data lake on top of a single code base, and this really gives full visibility to all traffic across the platform. Please note that the platform continuously inspects this posture, and if anything changes, access can be adapted within 60 seconds. So for me, this really all adds up to increased protectivity against the bad guys, while significantly reducing your complexity and your costs. But I think more importantly, offers a great user experience.
So there's also talk in the industry around single vendor platforms. One vendor to solve all your cyber challenges. We at HPE Aruba Networking believe differently. There are areas where we are really good at, and there are areas that we choose to partner. We believe in a concept called cyber mesh. Bring together the best in breed technologies and partner with them. Align closely to solve your cyber challenges without placing you in a walled garden where the vendor does maybe an okay job, but not an amazing one. Well, raising your costs because it's hard to transition off their platform. We at HPE are amazing at policy and SSE, but for identity, endpoint, SIEM, maybe firewalling, we believe that you need to select the right top-tier partner. So in essence, embracing your inner Nick Fury and say, I'm here to talk to you about your Avengers initiative. Build your team of cyber heroes. Now some advice for that superhero Avenger interview. When you're looking at SSE providers, these are the key items to consider because each one of those vendors, and Jay called this out, have strengths and weaknesses. The best recommendation I can provide you is review them through the lens of simplicity. If the solution looks and sounds complex, know that it will be, and that it will be expensive and time-consuming to manage. Therefore, focus on a unified approach. Stitching together point solutions is a thing of the past. New software-defined solutions with integrations are designed to provide visibility to help the modern business move forward and help you stop those threats, help you be able to see them and take action on them. Next up, look at policy. If you have to manage policy from multiple UIs, know that you're human and you're likely to make mistakes. So focus on a solution that can help you reduce those possible errors and provide you options for securing both modern and legacy applications. And then when you look at deployment, this is also another area of consideration. Look for flexibility. Demand options that have both cloud and on-prem options. If you're forced in one direction, ask for choice. Our businesses, they are not one size fits all. We need tools that align with the business, not that a tool that makes your business aligned with the tool. And finally, AI. Yes, it's a hot topic and there's a lot of buzz and it's very loud. That said, look for solutions with AI that can help you operationalize the platform and up-level security. Make sure to ask about that.
So I often get asked when I'm in the field, where should I start? How do I implement SSE? I'm going to be honest and say, that the journey to move off of the castle and moat model that we're all so familiar to an SSE is a journey. And like any journey, you really need to plan ahead. And I honestly, if anybody tells you otherwise, I would question it. Where to start, though, is really up to you. It's always about business challenges. It's really about creating an outcome for your business. Maybe use this slide as a guide. But from my perspective, in what I've seen as being successful, is agentless and third-party access. That's a good place to start. Move away from those legacy VPNs that we know are very, very risky. According to a report by Dark Reading recently, 60% of breaches involve third parties. So you can gain a quick win with moving in that direction first, moving towards ZTNA. Secure your network and protect against that lateral movement that legacy VPNs offer. And agentless access is a great place to start and make for that quick win. And then continue that journey. Maybe walk at whatever pace you are happy with. Secure your workforce next, maybe with Secure Web Gateway, and then CAS-B, and then wrap everything with digital experience monitoring. But however, I think the key thing that I've always heard, and from a very famous friend of mine, he said it's not where you start the journey, it's that you start the journey. Nobody wants to be listening or having a conversation again in a year's time, and they've been compromised when they could have made a change. So please remember, starting the journey is important.
So what now and what next? One option is to reach out to an expert. Maybe you want to understand the value of the solution and do a value assessment. If so, we're willing to work with you and your team and help you understand how you can get the best value from an SSE solution. Or learn more. Download the SSE adoption report. Learn why companies are making the move to SSE. It's really up to you, so pick a path.
I'd like to thank everyone for spending time with myself and John today. If you have any questions about SSE, please feel free to reach out and contact us. We're always willing to help.